Okay, let's talk about Platinum. That's a hotel, condotel. But first I want to tell you something. This supermarket right here, I pulled in here to get gas right there. And right there was Marie Osmond. And I was so damn scared to say anything to her. It was like a little schoolboy. Or a deer in headlights. All I could do is pump my gas and get the hell out of there. I don't know why. Because I was of age when I saw her. And I just didn't have anything for her. Okay, that Platinum right there, let's see if I get hit. If I get hit, call the lawyer for me. These people will absolutely hit you. I've been hit on this corner before by a bus. And I called the bus people and they told me to go F myself. Anyway, this Platinum right here is in the 170s. The problem with it is it's a condotel, and it can only allow you to use your unit by law if it's classified as a condotel. It has to do with the taxes and stuff like that. So anyway, that's a 100% non-smoking hotel right there. Condotel. They go into the 170s, and if you've got one that's facing the strip, I'm sure they're right at the 200, and the other direction's probably the 170s. But you can only use it 2 weeks out of the year, and you make about 5% on your money. Now, of course, that's if you're paying cash, and that's the only way you can buy these things is to pay cash, because banks don't really want to loan money on unless you have collateral and other investments. They don't like to loan money if you're not living in it as a resident. So anyway, so that's one. And then that you see the Hilton Grand Vacations, that's timeshare. And you see the one over there with the looks like crosses, but it's not. It's just bars. It's kind of in the distance. That's the MGM Sky Towers, and they're similar to Platinum, but for some reason I think they have a little bit more liberal usage for the owner. I think you can use it more than 2 weeks. But this Platinum has a like an $800 maintenance fee and an $800 minimum housekeeping fee. So if everything goes to crap, which it hasn't for a long, long time, it would be $1,600 you'd be paying in a month. So whenever they rent it, they get 45%, you get 55%. Then they take that housekeeping out of, they can take that out first before you do the split. So it's not a great deal, but it's not a terrible deal if you think about it, because if you think about a timeshare, you absolutely are not making money ever on a timeshare. You're at least making money. It's not a lot of money, maybe 3 to 5, 8%, depending on the market, depending on when you use it. But, that information is for what it's worth, which you paid nothing for it, so that's about what it's worth. Okay, so this is the Meridian. That's right across from Tuscany. And these are condos that were built in the 90s. So for condos, that's pretty new. 1 and 2 bedroom. I don't think they have a 3. I think it's all 1 and 2. I lived here for 4 years. I can tell you, even though it was built in the 90s, the noise was unbearable. I mean, the neighbors would just turn on the TV and you could hear the damn TV just as good as you could hear your own. You wouldn't think that. Evidently, there was absolutely no insulation put in the opposing walls. In Florida, you would have to have a firewall And the firewall would definitely take care of that noise. And they got around it by using fireproof sheetrock, which is twice the price of regular sheetrock. There's a name for it, but I don't know, even though I know a lot about fire. But anyway, those go for $225,000 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. The 2 bedrooms are now up to $299,000, and the property is beautiful. 2 pools, beautiful, a great weight room. Even though a lot of these people are renting, and they give out the code to the friends, all kind of friends, and so when you go to use the weight room, there's so many people in there, you might as well not even say there's a fitness center, because only 2 out of the 20 people in the room are living there. But okay, that concludes, and it doesn't include everything, the real estate if you want to live near the Strip. Obviously, at Harmon, Cosmopolitan, Aria, there's plenty of condos in there. There's some on Frank Sinatra for $13 million. I'm not going to give you any information on that. Oh, by the way, the Meridian HOA is really low, around $300, which makes it a much better deal than the Platinum, in my opinion. Plus, you can live there. The Meridian is not a condotel, it's a condo. And if you're going to rent it, you have to have a minimum of 1 month. No Airbnb. And the Platinum, you cannot rent that yourself. You have to go through them. So there is a state Supreme Court ruling that you can use Airbnb in Las Vegas, and it's under appeal right now. So we'll see what happens. That's real important, because if you get a condo around the Strip and you are tied and you cannot rent it short term, then you're going to have to rely on a really good tenant. And the tenants that you normally show up are not reliable tenants. All right, well, at least you got to see some good sights. And that's it for the real estate video. This is Turnberry Place. Excellent views of the Strip. See, it's just down the street from Circus, and it is right across the street from Westgate. They rent for a 2-2 rents for $2,800 right now. A 2-2 for sale is mid to upper 500s, 575, 555. I think there's one. The problem with these is the HOA fee per month is really high. I mean, the very lowest is over $700. So if you've got a mortgage on that place, you got to add that seven plus. Maybe some of the bigger units would be well over $1,000 you got to add to that mortgage payment. Even if you paid cash, you still got that big payment every month for that HOA fee. But the views, depending on where you are, of course, are incredible. And some people really got screwed when Fontainebleau built this building, especially this parking garage. If you can see, the people, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got to go all the way up to 20th floor to barely get over the top of that parking garage. So everybody down low now sees nothing. They used to see the Strip. I guess they can see Westgate. Some of the ones in the back way can see all the way to downtown. You can see Circa. You can see Sahara. But these people right here in this building There was a big stink about it, and it almost stopped the Fontainebleau from being built. But I don't know how they settled it. They might have given these people in these units a lump sum. So even when you have these great views, a lot of people, after they've lived there for about a year, they quit looking. They quit using the view. But when they have guests, the guests, are still enamored with the view. So it's still a problem when someone blocks your view. So there's the Majestic Resort Spa Sky Suites right across from the beautiful Las Vegas Convention Center West. So they had this property which was really cheap compared to what it is today. So they've got that sign up, and they rent this lot out whenever there's overflow parking for the convention center, which is very often. So they're doing good. They're doing good with the parking. So if you go to that majesticlasvegas.com, you'll see pie in the sky crazy pricing for their casino. But this place right there and that place right there would have to be torn down in order for them to build the property they're talking about. This one right here, right in front of us, it's in like a 1960s. There's some places in there for sale, but most of it is rental. That means that there's 4 or 5 big developers not developers, but investors that have bought up most of those units, and they're getting $1,500 a month on something they paid $50,000 for. So they're doing really well. Some of them are updated, but most of them are garbage. So you could call them slum lords if you want. I didn't say that. But there's some 3 bedrooms in there for $250,000, which, the closeness to the strip is, it's a good deal. But, you're going to put some money into it. And then the next one over there, Country Club Estates. There is a high of $240,000, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and most of them are 2 bedroom, 1 bath. So I'm going to pause this and we'll walk in front of it. So this is Desert Inn Villas condominiums. So like I said, there's one place for $350,000. No, $250,000. 3 bedroom, 3 baths, but most of them are 2-2. Yeah, it's real loud because there's a lot of traffic. But this is the proximity. But they're supposedly Majestic is going to buy this whole place and tear it down. But I don't know that they've got the money to do that, because it still has to be passed by the HOA. So the next place, I called it Country Club Estates. It's Country Club Shadows. That's the one that has a wide range of remodeled and untouched. So 10 years ago, these were $52,000. Right now, they're over $200,000 if they're remodeled. There's one on the market right now at $185,000, and it would take $30,000 to bring it up to speed. So the fact that people are still buying and selling in here leads me to believe that the rumor of the Majestic buying all this property and tearing it down is not true. Because this Desert Inn villas, gosh, a lot of those units are just absolutely trash. And even the lobby is completely dismantled, and they got a lock on the front door. At least Country Club Shadows has a little bit of security. See the gate? We do have a gate, but you know, people can always sneak in. But with all the things that are going around Las Vegas, this footprint right here is very valuable. It's 6-minute walk to Encore from here. It's about 12-minute walk to Westgate. It's about 8-minute walk to the Convention Center monorail. So maybe these will get torn down, maybe they won't. But there's a lot of value here.